It finally happened. I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank all of you. So today I like to do two things. One, I want to talk about how one of you can win all 3 bottles of this EH Taylor. Two, my buddy Vino from Vino's Progress Bar suggested I do a bottle tour. So let's do this. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways Plus Plus, and today is a very special day. We finally did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers.
We did it!
We did it!
And yes, I said we, because this would not be possible without each and every one of you. This is super special. When I started this YouTube journey, I really was just doing it for fun and as a way to document my journey down the old-fashioned rabbit hole of me hitting hopefully 1,000 old fashions. And really, just to entertain myself. This fun journey turned into an adventure.
I'm going on an adventure!
Along the way, I have met many wonderful people and joined the most welcoming community that we like to call Whiskey Tube. I could go on and on, but really, thank you. So, at Vino's recommendation, I'm going to do a quick bottle tour of my Cantina. Now, if you ask my wife, she says it's a collection, but I assure her it is not, because I buy each one to pop open, to taste, and of course, always to share. So, let's get started. So I think the best way to start is by just doing a pan of what my setup looks like. So as you can see, when I'm talking to you, I'm really just talking straight into a camera. I do keep notes so that I know what I'm trying to cover. And this is the desk, and I always do keep the bottles of the giveaway on there so we can talk about those. Next, let's talk about this shelf here. So when I originally bought them, I bought 2 of these shelves, as you can see, plus this shelf was an open shelf. Well, when we originally bought this, we figured this would last me a long time before I ever filled it up. But as you can see, I was wrong. I do try to keep everything categorized and kind of so I can find it easier. And look, that is the Stag Infinity bottle. And we're gonna get back to that at the beginning of the next year for sure. You can see when I did Stag Madness, there's all the stags I have from that. And a whole bunch of bottle samples that I've been sent. I always appreciate those. Thank you. Then we go down, and I really do like barrel products. As you can tell, I do have a lot of barrel. And I've learned to like them more. I was able to pick up this bad boy when at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and it was signed by Master Distiller himself. Here's where I do keep my cigar cut blends, and then next to it is my Blantons. I'm working on collecting more Blantons so I can do a blind. I would like to collect one of each bottle before I do that. Then we go down, and I just have some makers, some of the Texas whiskeys here, and of course the Cowboy Hazmat. As you can see, I have really enjoyed that one. Then we go down, and this is a shelf that just contains a lot of the other stuff I have, from the Woodfords to OKI. I just picked up the John J. Bowman single barrel, some Yellowstone, and some Starward. And then on the bottom here is a lot of stuff that I bought in the beginning when I was just trying to grab everything I can to figure out what my palate really liked. So there's a lot of good stuff down here. There's a lot of stuff that people would have farther up. Love Blue Note, I'd always recommend that. But a lot of other things down here as well. Really quick, I do wanted to mention that I never planned to put bottles on top of my shelf. I just kind of ran out of room, and so I have now. So this is the open shelf that's right behind me. As you can see, I keep some of my Master's Keep. I do keep my 10-year Van Winkle, my Van Winkle 12-year, which I've taken a lot of that bottle down. I have a W.L. Weller George T. Stagg. I believe it's a 2020. My favorite pour so far is the 2022. I was lucky enough to get this Heaven Hill 17, and then here we have some EH Taylors. Coming down, some Eco Rares from 291, which is a Colorado distillery, very, very good. Some Kentucky Owl, but I don't know. I'm not sure how many more of those I'll be buying. And then some Master's Keep Forgiven. So these are burr rye. There's a long story behind that. One day maybe we'll go over that, but it's a fun story to talk. Some books that I started off with and some good references, and I do keep those. And then of course, you know, some Old Foresters here. Probably should have gotten those all straight before. Coming down to some Penelope, some Baker, some Bookers. Now Bookers is one of those I'm not sure I'm gonna keep buying. Everybody keeps, it doesn't seem to be consistent enough to pay the price that they cost. Now, this area here is, I pull a lot from here. This is the area that when I kind of want a daily pour, I come get the Barrel Vantage. I come get some Bardstown Origin. Now, these look closed because I just killed some bottles on those, so just finished those off. Now, this Bardstown, I haven't tried it yet, but I did pick it up at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and once again, that one is signed. And then Still Austin. I do come to these quite a bit. These are actually newer bottles because I did have finished off some other ones. We do carry some Knob Creek, and down to just some other ones, the Laws, the Rare Characters, the Starlights. And there are my 2 XOs, my Cellar Aged, my Whitwood Empires, my Burr Rise. I really do like Burr Rise. They're one of my favorites. Now, I'm collecting all these Wild Turkeys, 101s, because there's 12-year, I believe I have an 8-year, and there's some other ones. And I want to do a blind with those, so that's kind of the plan with that. I did pick up a lot of these, Foul North and all that. Now, this bottom shelf is kind of a mix and match, and the reason I say that is, this is usually not here. I don't know why I have it here right now, but down here I keep my smoke wagon. But when we start looking this way, they're just bottles that don't fit in the other shelves, so I kind of put them down here. Anywhere from New Riff to High West to, New Riff Gin, the Sinar, Sazerac, the Corazon Tequilas, and a whole bunch of other stuff down here. Now, this was never supposed to happen, but I do have a lot of bottles on the floor right now. I'm looking for places to really put these, but I'll figure it out soon. Now, in these bags, it's actually something pretty cool, and I'll do something maybe I'll go over with you sometime. But it's from Crowded Barrel, which is an Austin distillery. Great things there, so we'll talk about them later. Now we're gonna start with the next shelf on top. Now, all these are my single pot stills. So this is when I traveled to Ireland and over there, I did pick up a lot of bottles over there. I brought these, shipped most of them back, brought some of them back with me, but that's where I store them because I really didn't have a place for them. Bad part about that is I have them way up there, so I hardly ever grab them, but I need to start grabbing those and tasting those more. So that's kind of my goal for this year. Opening up my palette, trying some new stuff, and got a lot of great bottles up there to keep trying that with. Then I go into kind of my Russell's area. We have the Russell's, 13, Rick House. We do have the Jack 10 and 12. I didn't open them this year. I didn't try them this year. There's so many reviews out there with them. I just never popped them open. That's one of the bad boys I picked up in that lottery. And then, we have some here. Then we come down here. We keep, our Wild Turkey, Elijah Craig. I do have another decanter there, but that's just a bottle that had broken on me. So we put in that decanter. So one day I'll pop that open out to my Elijah Craig and Larceny area. Then down here, keep more of my Knob Creek, my Four Roses. This is a bottle that was gotten for me, and the reason is it's a barrel 22, batch 22. So I do plan to open that bad boy one day. And then down into this area, I do have some Johnny Walker here, keep that just kind of in this area. It's been there from the beginning, so I never moved it. I did really like Angel's Envy in the beginning, kind of moved away from it, but I do still keep them. My daughter was actually just asking about them, so maybe I'll do more with them. I do have a few 1792s. I'm actually looking for the 12-year. I want to do a 12-year review, but I'll look for that. Moving over, so I used to carry all my bitters here, but I really put a lot of samples that are sent to me here and a few of the bitters that don't fit in the bitters area, which I need to work on.
And I need to work on that.
Down to a few other ones here. Now we get to the area where I keep my rums. I keep, other liqueurs and just things that just really don't fit into the whiskey. Oh, well, that one's there. I don't know why I have this one down here. I really like them. Great company, good stuff. Just if you ever see a Prideful, go grab it. You aren't going to find the 15-year anymore because that was a single release, but they do have a 6-year rye and a bourbon, and both of them are great pours. Over to some tequilas, the tequila area, and more tequilas, and things that my daughter's left here, some vodkas and stuff like that. These are just things that I get, I pick up because when I'm doing some sort of cocktail, sometimes it requires us to have some of those. So this area we're just gonna talk about real quickly. This is actually where I get bottles. I kind of just store them here. That way when I do my reviews or my or we call them the whiskey halls, you get to see those. Now we have two last areas to cover, and this is just a shelf I added this year. I had a lot of books and I just had them stacked, and I really like to reference books. I like to reference things. I like to learn things, so it's a good area. So I put some bookers and stuff that didn't really fit on the shelf just up here, so I have them. And as you can scan down, this is really where I keep most of my bitters. Now, I don't have the same bitters game as some of you guys out there. You know what I'm talking about. You guys are some bitters kings. I mean, nothing I can compete with. So, but I definitely want to up my bitters game this coming year. A few more bottles there, a few more books there, but this is where I keep a lot of the boxes. So when I get boxes in, I keep them in case I have to send anything out. I already have boxes that fit for that area, but my wife hates this, hates the mess. Now, this bad boy is there all year. You saw him for the Christmas. He stays here, and then he just moves over for Christmas. We used to put him out in the living room. My wife hasn't done that in a few years, so I like him. I like him here. He's good for my videos for that time. Perfect for me. So here's an area where I keep a lot of the mixers, bourbons that don't fit on my shelf, and just things that, you know, I haven't found really a place for, but I eventually will. So the shelf they're in is actually a funny story. So that thing was actually built to go in our restroom, to go in our corner, because we need more shelving in there. But when we did it, it was just too big for the corner. It just didn't work. So we left it in here figuring out, eventually we'll figure out something to do with it. Well, I did. I decided to start putting extra bottles in here. So this top shelf is all my liqueurs, all my stuff that I need. So when I'm doing those experiments and trying to make a cocktails, I get them. Sad thing is, a lot of times when I get them, I only make one cocktail of them and they're still pretty full. So hopefully they last a long time because I've had them in here for a while. Going down is where I store my extra bottles that I am not drinking or have on the shelf and don't have room for. So I do keep a lot of those here, as you can see. So a few extra bottles in this area. So that was a quick tour of all the bottles and the shelving behind me, some of the stuff that you're offset that you can't see. So I hope you like that. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, Vino, for suggesting that. If there's anything on here that you saw that you want me to review, anything that you want me to talk about more, just let me know. Be happy to do that. Everything here is to pop open, to taste, and to share. That's my philosophy. See, wife, it's not a collection. Let's talk. Let's talk about how you can win these bottles. First of all, you have to be a subscriber. It is only because of each and every one of you that we are here today. So in the comments below, I need two things. First, I need you to start the sentence off with, "We did it." Okay? So start it off with, "We did it." And since it was the old-fashioned that started this crazy journey, I would like for you to share with me your favorite old-fashioned recipe. So please leave those in the comments below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me on this crazy adventure.
Crazy adventure.
I will hopefully continue to entertain myself and in the process entertain you as well. So let's of course set the next goal. You'll be hitting 2,222 subs, and I know with your help, I'll get there super quickly. I'll come up with another great giveaway, but we'll talk about that in the future.
Future.
I will do a random drawing for the winner 1 week from today. Thanks for joining me on this great and amazing journey. To our next one, my friends, cheers.